Evil, evil. Honestly, yeah, this is a truly a spiritual message. This is very much a real matter. Evil, though, evil, and as simple as this term is, this is a real matter. And as I'm being led by the Spirit, yeah, evil. This is a very real matter once again, and yeah, as I get into this, I mean, man, yet evil is a very relevant thing that will take place, and God is more or less, I want to say, just the creator of evil too. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Because a lot of you people just think that God only created good and love and all the stuff. And yes, he did create love as well too, but this has nothing to do with love. This has to do with evil, and evil is a real matter. And as I'm being led by the Spirit, yeah, I mean, evil is something that a lot of, I want to say, religious people just kind of overlook this matter when it comes to evil, and they just underestimate evil and all this stuff, and yeah, I mean, as I just get into the matter of this stuff concerning evil, man, I mean, honestly, evil, once again, God did create evil. He did. Whether you believe in this or not. But yeah, God did create evil. And, evil is used for many things. And there is different levels of evil for sure, too, and different stages of evil, I should say. Different stages of evil, different levels of evil, different forms of evil too, as I just said. But overall, evil is still evil. And yes, I mean, God did create evil, more or less, concerning the earth realm and concerning, evil and just evil, being a relevant thing and existing, a part of, the kingdom of darkness. This stuff is real. This stuff is real. And yeah, I mean, once again, like, evil is something that religious people just overlook, and they think that God is just going to, these religious people think that God is just going to, like, not allow them to experience evil and all this stuff. But I'm here to tell you that that is just not, that is truly not a realistic matter concerning evil. Because, see, thing is that, how can I explain it? Like, the very individuals who think that evil is not a real matter and all this stuff, these be the very individuals that really experience it, and, all this deep stuff concerning evil, And yeah, I mean, evil, God is like utilizing evil to do many things, And I mean, yeah, I mean, like, evil is just one of those things that must take place in the earth realm, because a lot of people, how can I express this? A lot of people take, God for granted, as I'm being led by his Spirit saying this matter. And then a lot of people take, like, God's people for granted too. That's another thing. And see, when you do these things, God is just taking note of all this stuff, believe it or not, and the angels. And you see, the thing about this stuff is that evil people and evil forces and the devil and all this stuff, he's aware of this as well. These things that I'm mentioning, you don't believe in this stuff or not, this stuff is real. And yeah, I mean, evil is just something that, if I'm being real, like, none of us, more or less, no matter who you are hearing this, no matter what individual or being you are hearing this, nobody truly wants to just, like, go through evil or, all this stuff. But I'm here to tell you that, yeah, evil is being used by, God the Father for particular purposes. You know, God has his, God has his, I want to say like specific, intentional reasons of having evil be relevant. Because, I've already mentioned certain things surrounding this as well, concerning God and evil and all this stuff. And yeah, I mean, see, the thing is too, as he leading me by the Spirit, if there is no evil, then many people will just take things for granted, as people already do. And see, this is the problem with the stuff. That's why evil will always be a relevant thing, for a very, very long time period, if I'm being real. Yeah, of course, God will, destroy evil, and he will, judge evil as well, evil beings and individuals and all that stuff. Yeah. But what you got to understand, though, too, is that God is the one who truly created evil, though, not the enemy and all this stuff. No, he just utilizes the evil, and he may, I want to say, recreate certain things in his demonic kingdom. Yeah, of course, But anyhow, yeah, God did create evil because, like I said, many beings and individuals, they take like God's people for granted, and they take God for granted. And overall, there's just a lot of people just take certain things for granted, And then the evil that God created is used to like shake things up, if I'm being real. By the Spirit of God is how I'm relaying this stuff to you. But evil is a relevant thing. And see, you get these certain individuals that just don't even believe in evil. And I don't even know what to tell them because they're in for it. If I'm being real, and I'm going to get into a lot more things concerning this evil stuff. But yeah, I mean, evil is a part of many, many things, And yes, the enemy and the enemy's kingdom, yeah, he does capitalize on evil and stuff, And many of you people may be wondering and asking, like, is God evil for creating evil and all this stuff? And honestly, by his Spirit, as I'm being led by his Spirit, and also Mello speaking too concerning this, how can I put this? Like, no, God is not evil for creating evil. Individuals are evil, for just, going against God and rejecting God and doing, just particular sins that they're not willing to truly acknowledge and repent of. So no, God is not evil for creating evil. No, he's not. I'm being very real. Now, do I agree with God on everything concerning evil and stuff? No, I don't. I really don't, But overall, like, I understand, like, evil is a relevant thing, and it has to, take place for a very, very long time frame, if I'm being real. And you got to understand that, like, a lot of stuff, would not come into fruition if it were not for evil, if I'm being real, And like I said, evil will be dealt with and all this stuff. God is going to punish these people and judge them, and much more other things that God will do to evil, because evil will not be in heaven as well. No, it won't be. But see, in the earth realm and in other certain parts of the spirit realm, it has to exist, is what I'm telling you. And this is why I'm telling you that God did create evil. And yeah, I mean, evil, it takes place, it takes place. And see, the thing about evil is evil takes place unexpectedly. Evil takes place when you least expect it. And that's the thing about evil. And see, people take stuff for granted. They take stuff for granted. They keep rejecting God, and they keep rejecting God's people. And then they experience evil. Because you see, the thing is about God too, is as I'm being led by the Spirit, God does not want, how can I explain this? Like, he doesn't necessarily want, more or less, his people and also people who love him to truly, truly experience evil. No. But see, the thing is, like, God sees the bigger picture with people. And you got to understand, and he sees the bigger picture with these beings and all this stuff. So you got to understand that God is going to allow certain particular things concerning evil and certain individuals to encounter evil and all this stuff, because God sees their intentions towards Him and towards other people. Believe it or not, because a lot of people have secret intentions and you know and I want to say unpure or impure motives. As I may have mentioned before. And evil has to be used by God to once again shake things up and get people's attention. And overall, evil is just going to be a relevant thing for quite some time. I'll just leave it at that. And yeah, I mean, Halloween and all this stuff plays a part of evil too. But it's deeper than Halloween, because honestly, as I'm being led by the Spirit, any particular time frame could be Halloween, and that's the thing. Any particular time frame. See, a lot of you individuals be getting in these costumes and all this funny stuff around that time and all that stuff. But I'm here to tell you that evil can take place at any given time. I want to say any given atmosphere and all this stuff. And see, when you take God's people, more or less for granted, and more or less when you just take God for granted, this is when certain individuals really experience this certain level of evil, if I'm being real. And, how can I explain this? It's just like nobody is truly exempt from this evil stuff, if I'm being real. But see, the people who encounter certain levels of evil, these are certain individuals that just truly reject God, and they also are very dark inwardly. This is stuff that God sees, and the devil more or less interacts with this matter as well too. But God sees the true intentions towards these. He sees the true intentions towards these certain individuals and in these individuals and certain beings, is what I'm saying. But yeah, evil will always be a relevant thing, for quite some time, And some of you people may ask, like, is there any, like, cure for this? I mean, see, the thing is, God is He is gonna destroy evil on His time, though, on His time. But once again, it is being used by Him, believe this or not, and evil will continue. And yeah, I mean, a lot of people just want to get around this matter, and religious folks and all this stuff, and yeah, these people are in for it too, because once again, like I said, nobody is truly exempt from this, but the people who be experiencing these high level of evil, I'm just letting you know now, yeah, they do. A lot of these people do really, they reject God. And then not only that, like, they have motives, impure motives, that God sees, and He sees their true intentions. Overall, He sees. That's what I'm saying. He sees beyond what people see and all that stuff. That's what you gotta understand. So yeah, evil just has to continue though, because God is utilizing the evil to do many things. How could you know what's good if you don't know what's evil? You see what I'm saying? How could you appreciate what's good if you don't experience some form of evil? And that's the thing about evil too. Now, like I said, certain individuals, yeah, God will protect certain individuals, and then others, they have to experience this, no matter how you feel. And many of you people may ask, like, have I experienced evil and all this stuff? I'm gonna be very transparent with you. I mean, yeah, I have, and that's how I know about this stuff too, But everything I'm telling you is by truly the Spirit of God as well. So certain things relate to me, and other things are being more or less just Spirit led. But yeah, I have experienced evil, and this stuff is not a game, is what I'm telling you, because it comes when you least expect it, and you cannot underestimate anybody when it comes to evil. Anybody or any being, or any way, because like I said, the devil can use anything really to bring evil upon you. And that's the thing about this stuff. But yeah, with all that being said, evil is a very relevant thing and it will continue, and Satan has many beings and creatures, as I've mentioned before, to carry out this evil, and the only way to truly be, I want to say, just, I want to say the only way to truly be like, how can I put this? Like the only true way to be like, at least sane, have a sane mind and at least be somewhat, I want to say, just aware of this stuff and just more or less safe in God's spirit is by truly having a relationship with God, if I'm being real. But this does not mean you won't experience certain things. No, that's not what I'm saying either. But you will be on the better side of things, and certain things you will be protected from, by implementing these things that I'm telling you. But if you're just one of those people who think that, evil is not going to come upon you and all this stuff, and you don't believe in evil, you think it's just a horror movie and all this stuff, then yeah, you're sadly mistaken, because evil is real. And with all that being said, there's many forms and stages of evil. And yeah, I mean, this stuff is real, and I have experienced evil, and I can't get into every aspect of that right now concerning that matter. But just know I have experienced evil. And this stuff is very real. And yeah, so with all that being said, I'm out.